All right, we're joined by Drake head coach Allison Pullman, players Abby Alsma and Katie Dinnebeer. Real quickly for Katie, her 45 points today. She's just the second student athlete to score more than 40 in a Missouri Valley Conference tournament game. Jackie Stiles being the other. Pretty good company.
Was I already here?
Might have been.
Don't look. You give these two too much firepower. Don't do that.
Might have been. Coach, if we could begin with opening comment from you, and we'll take questions for players.
Yeah, absolutely. What an amazing, hard-fought game, and a couple of the comments in the locker room were, just to the effect of we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole in the first quarter, and we'd love to have that back, love to be able to play that back, because I thought that our second half was really indicative of the fight and the heart of a champion that these women have on this Drake team. And so really, really impressed with what we were able to do, because at any point down 24, I'm sure a team could react in a different way, but really, really proud. Really, really proud to be at Drake University, proud of these women sitting up here and our entire team to come here to Evansville and to perform the way that we did. And ultimately very, very sad that this is the end of our season, that this is how we wrap things up. But yeah, just really, really proud of this group.
Katie, when you get into a flow like that, you had 15 points in the fourth quarter, and I mean, if you had a couple of more minutes, it might have gotten really interesting. What goes through your mind when you have the ball?
We need points on the board, so whether that's me trying to score or set up teammates, we need points. Like Allison said, we dug ourselves a hole in the first quarter. I wish we could have that 10 minutes back and redo it, but we can't. And ultimately, when it comes down to the fourth quarter, you got to score. You got to outscore the opponent and get stops on defense. So I think that was my mentality going into the fourth quarter.
Thanks. Abby, I have two questions for you. The first one is the defense that Drake needed to give itself a chance in the second half. What did you do? Did you do anything differently, or was it just tighten it up?
I would say, just tightening it up. And like Katie said, in the fourth quarter, I switched my mentality to we just got to get stops and do what we can. I think our whole team switched mentality in that fourth quarter. We all were working really hard. We had a lot of heart, but it just kind of sucks how that ended up going.
And my second question is, how good is Katie Dinnebeer?
She's really good. But even better than that, she's a really good teammate. So humble, just really selfless, and she makes everyone around her better. So I'm just really, really thankful for the year I had with Katie.
Katie, Coach Turner said, I think the phrase was, I don't think a motorcycle could have stopped her, especially in the second half. Just in terms of just throwing the team on your back, and it was going, and you're trying to dig your way out of that hole. Just what was working so well for you?
I think, like Abby said, I think it was our whole team. I mean, every time we huddled up, it was, hey guys, we got this. I don't think anyone's mentality was ever that we were out of the game. And I think just trying to fuel that fire, trying to get people on board. But I'm really proud of this team. I think we fought until the very end. And like both these girls have said, we have heart. Drake basketball has heart, and that speaks to the culture of our program. And it's not just me, it's our whole team.
Coach, you got the player of the year sitting next to you. Probably number 2 player of the year is in the other locker room. Being able to watch those two young women perform at such a high level today and represent their schools in this conference. I know it didn't end the way you wanted today, but just your thoughts on the shows those two ladies put on today.
Yeah, well, I think it's really, really impressive. What I would say, about the Missouri Valley Conference is you look at the entire first team and everybody graduates.
Yeah.
So I think this league is very, very deep. And I think that they're experienced, and I think what you got a chance to see, I thought we did a phenomenal job of really slowing down Caitlin Young in the second half. And back to the motor over here, I think sometimes that's tough. I thought that they tried to run 2 and 3 different people at her. But once again, Katie just figured out a way to get Abby involved, to get Anna involved, to score baskets for our team. But Caitlin Young's a great player. I'm glad, we won't have to see her again. And she just does a really nice job. I think the versatility of her game, of whether she scores on the interior, mid-range, or outside, I think is really, really special. She's a special player in our league, and yeah, so she had a day.
you guys have wiggled out of a lot of tight spots this year, been really good in close games, but you're also the two-time defending champs, and for them to be able to come in and try to rip the crown away from you, it was not going to be easy, and they knew that. What did you learn about your team, if anything, today, to be down as much as you were, and to have them sweating bullets with 30 seconds to go?
Yeah. I think it's a thing of beauty, to be completely honest. I think a lot of times you get to know like how to push people's buttons and understand how to coach different individuals in a different way. And I think what's amazing is every single time that I make eye contact with one of these ladies on the floor, they have confidence and they believe in themselves. And I think that is probably the biggest coaching nod you could ever have. And so to watch them fight, scrap, figure out a way to really keep ourselves in this game, I think is one of something that they'll be able to take with them the rest of their lives, but also just to be able to have success on the floor.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for the record, neither one of those games were against you and
Well,
I.
thank you.
Safe.
Well, kind of say, thank you, appreciate that, Tom.